What is up, my friends? Thank you so much for joining me on this video. Hope you're all doing well. I have just gotten back from a long road trip. I'm going to say it's a road trip because it was mostly highway miles with a little bit of off-road, but nothing heavy like a BDR or anything like that. But headed up to Glacier and spent a few nights up there. And then after that, traveled down into Yellowstone, which was really, really cool. Basically drove a couple of the loops and ended up staying at a campground at around Yellowstone Lake. So that was pretty cool. And then ended up down in Jackson Hole, which was a fun trip, and then stayed at a campground close to Jackson Hole before heading home. So fully packed away. Wasn't really this was kind of like a first pack trip. It was a week long. Didn't necessarily know what to bring, so just about brought everything. And I'm going to show you in this video clip this time lapse of us just unloading the truck after we finally got back, just to show you kind of all the stuff that we packed up. One thing we did is we made sure to check the weather even while we were up there, which was actually pretty crazy. Hit a couple of pretty massive rainstorms while we were driving, and I mean, it was pretty gnarly, especially because I had my windshield wipers going full blast, and there were times throughout that I couldn't even see the road. But I did turn on my Heretic fog lights, and it actually did help a little bit during those times where I really couldn't see the lines. It gave me enough contrast to actually see kind of what was going on. But man, it was pretty crazy. So that was just one thing that I wasn't really expecting a whole lot of, was just the sheer amount of rain that actually comes down up in Montana, because that's where Glacier is. But it was a really fun trip. I did greatly appreciate all of the time that is spent up there. Glacier is just beautiful, and I thought that the Rocky Mountains here in Utah were pretty massive. You get up to Glacier and you're just like, wow, this is so much more. Just the scenery and the glacier formations are just super impressive. Yellowstone I've been up to before, but Yellowstone is actually kind of its own thing. I mean, you can drive around and not necessarily see the entirety of the park in a full day, especially if you start going to certain stop points where you can go walk around. But yeah, Yellowstone was great. The campground that we got around the lake was really nice. It's big. It's actually one of the larger campgrounds around there. And then as we kind of woke up in the morning and were ready to leave, because we only spent a night there, got to see some awesome bull elk. And as we had kind of driven through, we actually saw all sorts of animal life, bison, elk, and a lot of birds. The bison, or the herd that we saw, which was kind of around the south end, was really pretty. But yeah, finally got back. Jackson was pretty cool. Just kind of nice to spend a day in Jackson before heading back home. The campground that we stayed at in Jackson, we ended up hearing wolves, and we're also told that there was a bear that had showed up earlier in the day before our camp host had kind of shooed him off and got him out of the campground. So that was actually pretty cool. It was just an amazing trip. So I'll have some photos that I'll post up throughout this video, just to kind of show you a glimpse of kind of what we got to experience up there. And like I said, I didn't get a whole lot of like one-on-one video, anything that really has to do with the truck. I plan on doing a video, kind of a sit-down video, back in the studio, talking about some of the questions that have popped up on some of the other YouTube videos. I've had questions about the tent, I've had questions about the suspension, so I definitely want to sit down and kind of really address that with you guys. But right now I have got to clean off the bug guts on the Tacoma. After this long trip, put about 1,800 miles total on the Tacoma this trip. So I'll definitely have some feedback as far as packing the suspension, how well the tent did. I'm sure you guys will have questions about my gas mileage. I did track all that on an app. I'll let you guys know what that is in a future video, and that sit down video. So just wanted to do real quick here, let you know kind of what was going on, share a little bit of our trip up to the national parks, Glacier, Yellowstone, and I mean, Jackson's not necessarily a national park, but we did come down through the Grand Tetons, so that was actually pretty cool. So if you head out the south entrance of Yellowstone, it actually drops you right into the Grand Tetons, and coming out of some of the windy roads to a couple of viewpoints really is impressive of the Grand Tetons. So thanks for checking out this video. I greatly appreciate it. Be sure to smash that like button. If you haven't already, consider subscribing, and be sure to leave a comment or a question that you'd like me to answer in the future sit down video, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.